Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Corrections. Minister, the new location for the unnecessary northern prison, the Westbury Reserve, didn't even make it onto the...
No. You're not
Sarah Lloyd Order of Australia, and locals so call it that. It is well known as the Westbury Reserve. You should get out more. You should get out more.
The Westbury National Park.
The Westbury Reserve didn't even make it onto your government's list of initial sites. It has no services, no water, gas or sewage. But worse, it's a forest that's protected under Tasmania's reserve estate, recorded on your list map, which you should have seen. Any due diligence would have shown you. It's a haven for birds and animals, including wedge-tailed eagles, masked owls, Tasmanian devils, white goshawks, wood swallows, whistlers, silver eyes, and on and on and on. Madam Speaker, current evidence of natural values shows it's a rich natural biodiversity hotspot. Your obsession with secrecy about this prison means you never even thought to speak to the community about the values of this site, who would have told you all about them. We're meant to believe the preliminary desktop assessment for the site suitability didn't raise any red flags. How is that possible? You've said the characteristics of this site are very promising for a prison. How did you get it so wrong?
Thank you, the Honourable Minister.
Gee, where do I start? I thank the Honourable Member for her statement and question. Look, it's remarkable that the Greens think if they say something, it's fact. They say something often enough.
Order of Australia, Sarah Lloyd received the Order of Australia for the work she has done.
I don't doubt anyone's, Madam Speaker, I don't doubt anyone's credentials or personal opinions. What I do want to do is state, and further state from what the Premier has clarified correctly in Parliament today, the actual facts about this site and what our preliminary investigations have received. And how we've arrived at this site and what our plans are here from here on in. But it is troubling, Madam Speaker, that the Greens just continually peddle things in this House, outside the House, that are just simply not true. Now, as the Premier has already stated this morning, and there have been issues that have been raised in correspondence received by the government on the status of this land for some time, and certainly in recent days, and it's based on the same misunderstandings. As the Premier has said, the site was originally purchased from a private landholder because it was believed to contain a specific forest type which had been significantly reduced by agricultural development and wasn't well reserved. However, subsequent investigation revealed that the site did not contain this forest type, but instead a similar but not threatened forest type. The cause of this initial error is not clear, as we've said, and there's no criticism of how that assessment was undertook. But the site does not contain pristine forest.
Not true.
But shows evidence of a very long history, of timber harvesting and more recently illegal firewood collection, stock grazing, rubbish dumping and shooting, and the locals are well aware of this because the government didn't put the sign on the fence that has been placed there, alleging it's a nature conservation at site. The government did not put the sign on the fence. We have stated that publicly.
The government put the sign on the fence.
The site has not been actively managed by the Crown, and it is not the responsibility of Te Pupui's private land conservation program. The site does not contain the values for which it was originally purchased, and indeed for more than a decade, considerations being given to the land being sold, as the Premier's outlined. I do want to clarify one thing about the preliminary assessment. Our proposal is that the design will occupy less than 1/4, which is approximately 15 hectares of the 70-hectare site. with the remaining vegetation to be retained on site. That will provide an opportunity for the remaining area to be formally reserved.
You cannot pretend.
And given the protection it
floodlights
currently
will
does
affect
not
wedge-tailed
enjoy.
eagles. You cannot
That
pretend
it doesn't currently enjoy.
Cannot protect
Now,
species.
Madam
and have
Speaker,
floodlights at the same time.
Madam Speaker, I just want to clarify also in relation to this particular site. As the Premier has outlined, because of the result of our consultation, and I've outlined the consultation that did occur, that we have looked up the road. A lot of people wanted us to move the site further away from the Westbury Town Centre. 5.2 kilometres is a significant distance. It's more than Lindisfarne is from Risdon.
find a clear
It's more
paddock.
than Ashley Youth Detention Centre
Why choose
is
a
from
forest?
Deloraine.
It's just,
Madam Speaker,
you don't even
Madam
see
Speaker,
that.
Order.
Maybe 35.
I want to clarify. As I've said, assessment of the site is currently underway to determine the exact characteristics of the site and how they will be accommodated in
How are
the
you going
use
to do that?
of the site for the
Surveys
construction of the
birds?
prison.
Will you have
A
surveys?
preliminary investigation has been conducted by Depuy and it's understood there are no eagle nests on the site.
There's an
In
eagle
addition,
nest
there are
right
no
next to the
covenants.
site. You
There
know
are
that
no
affects it.
covenants on
You
the
know that
block,
affects it.
nor are there any records
We're
of
the
threatened
previous
wildlife
Environment
on the
Minister.
block. Now, I
You should
call
know
on
this
the
stuff.
Dr.
Greens,
Woodruff.
Madam Speaker, to stop saying these things in public.
Someone's got to do it.
But
You
don't
keep
make
misleading
things up.
us.
Stop saying things about a site that are just simply
making anything
not
up.
true.